Hey all, Chibi Fangirl here. It's time for another Mortal Instruments vlog. This is chapters 8 through 14. So far no significant change from the movie is relevant other than the whole Simon sticking with Clary the whole time. And, we don't get to see Clary again until the beginning of chapter 8, where we last left off with Clary going into the portal, and this portal takes you whatever place you think of. So she subconsciously was thinking of Luke's place, and if we remember correctly, Luke did not want her in his house for whatever reason. And she goes there and Jace goes after her. We have this really funny scene because like Clary goes in and Jace falls on top of her, like literally falls on top of her, and it is like really funny because he's like all like sarcastic and standoffish, and she's getting all defensive about it. And they run into Simon, who's been at Luke's place for the last couple of days. He's been spying on Luke for a while, and he says that he must be going off somewhere, and he was worried about Clary because he had not seen her for like 3 or 4 days at this point. So he was trying to call her. He tried calling the house, but it was disconnected, and Clary's phone broke. And he finds Clary and Jace there, and they see that Luke seems to be in some kind of trouble with these guys who apparently work for some guy named Valentine, who's the big bad in the series, I think. And they're interrogating him. Now, in the movie, they get a little more aggressive than in the book. In the book, they're just interrogating him, and Luke's being all sarcastic and trying to give answers, but really cannot. In the movie, it sounded like he was more vulnerable, and the guys were, like, beating him up. And then it turns out that these guys apparently murdered Jace's father. So they go back to the Shadowhunter home, or I forget what it's called, the Institute. That's what it was called, the Institute. And Simon cannot see what he actually looks like, because to Clary, it looks like some like beautiful church, whilst to Simon, it kind of looks like a dump. And even in the movie, it says, "Oh, this place looks like a dump." And they're getting more insight of what they're after with Luke. And it turns out that Luke and Clary's mother were both Shadowhunters at one point, and they are missing. And Clary's like, "Oh my god, I didn't know this." And they're like, "Really? Because you can see us, and no one else can't." So, yeah, Clary's kind of stupid. Let's see what else happened. So then, like, we have some kind of blockage in Clary's mind saying, like, she doesn't know her mother would keep such kind of secrets. And how could it be so painfully obvious if she cannot see the painfully obvious? So they call these creepy guys, who are even creepy to the Shadowhunters, who are creepy in some sense, according to the narrator. And they try to find what goes on in Clary's head, and they cannot find anything other than a name not named Magnus Bane. So Jace and Clary go to a restaurant. Somehow everyone is there. Like, Isabel and Alec and Simon are there. They just randomly appeared. And I forgot to mention that in the movie, it was not obvious that Simon liked Isabel. We didn't know that until like the very end of the first movie, and I don't know if it's going to be a second one. Hopefully there will be. But in the book, it seems more obvious because when Simon meets Isabel, Jace is like, "You cannot be near her because she'll break your heart. She'll stomp all over it. She's not a nice person." And, like, Simon's like, "Well, I'm going to talk to her. I don't care what you say." So, I'm actually glad that the movie used some of the actual dialogue from the book, because, the whole thing where it's like, "Oh, you're hanging out with some goth guy with blonde hair. Actually, my hair is naturally blonde." So, that was awesome. That was one of my favorite scenes from the movie, too, other than, there's one scene at the middle of the movie where, like, Clary wakes up and she sees Jace playing the piano, and she says, "Oh, you look like you sound like you just lost someone you love." And he's like, "The only person I love is myself." And he just says that so sarcastically that no one can take that line seriously. I had to go back so many times because I could not stop laughing. But we're not there yet in the book. That won't happen for another while. But I'm glad they used that one scene where my hair is naturally blonde. Let's see what else. So now they have to figure out who this Magnus Bane character is, and he does not like shadow hunters, and we knew that for the movie. Now, here's another significant difference, but not that really significant, because they crash a party for no apparent reason in the movie. Like, we don't know why they're going there, it's just happening. Here, they get a false invitation because what's going on in Clary's head. So they say, oh yeah, we're invited. And in the movie, it's like, oh, well, I didn't invite you, but you guys can come in because there's a good-looking person in here. And, like, Clary's like, oh, thank you. And he was talking about Alec. And, yeah. I'm glad that the actor who portrayed him in the movie was actually relevant to the actual character because it says that he's actually Asian. So that works. I thought they were just finding random actors. And I have no problem with Asian actors. It was like, was that character supposed to be portrayed that way? So, I'm glad they did that. So, they come in and, like, he doesn't want to let them in, but they're like, oh, well, we have an invitation. He's like, I must be drunk then. Come on in, guys. So, what's this party for? Oh, it's for my cat. Really? Your cat. Okay, that's a good reason. In the movie, there is no particular reason why he's having this party, but it's not really that relevant. And in this party, it's going crazy. Like, apparently Alec put gasoline in some vampire's drink, and, like, he got really mad, and he left the party. And so they want to talk to Magnus about what's going on in Clary's head because he is in her mind and she does not know why. She's never heard this name before. And he was then we get, like, they were talking and he says, oh, well, I knew your mother. And that's how chapter 13, or I think it's 13 or 14 ends. So that's where I left off, and again, it's pretty good. It's really slow moving if you like slow moving stories, and I have no problem with slow moving as long as it's not too slow moving. Like Frozen. I didn't like Frozen, I'm gonna tell you that. But that's a different vlog for a different day. How long is this video so far? 7 minutes? Okay. I should probably get this out now, because it's very important. Well, there's two things. One, I think the new Chibi Fangirl episode will be delayed, just because it was supposed to be crossover, and yet I'm still missing the crossover E's part. So, I might delay it. I made an alternate version of the solo version, I just filmed that one, it's just, I wasn't sure, so that might be delayed depending on how much footage I have from him or not. The second thing is, there will be 2 more Chibi Fangirl episodes until I go on hiatus, and I did not tell my YouTube viewers this because I was not sure if it's true, and I still don't know if it's going to be true or not. Basically, I'm going on a hiatus just because I've been really stressed lately. I'm supposed to be going into college, but I haven't gotten accepted anywhere yet. I have 3 schools left, and have not gotten acceptance letters so far. I've mostly got declined, so it's putting me in a really, really bad place at this point, so I thought, okay, well, until I am sane, until I'm on medication, I think I should go on a hiatus. And not only that, because, for the last few episodes in a row, and I think it was starting with the countdown, that I'm having so much production problems. From, like, software not working, or YouTube or Dailymotion not working for some reason. I can't post episodes longer than 15 minutes, or, like, I know I had, like, a few problems posting the Cheetah Girls episode because it did not recognize the file when it was technically an MOV. I had to import it from a totally different program that I didn't think it would work, but it apparently did, and I'm afraid if that fails, then what am I supposed to do? So, it's just because of stress and depression, I will come back. It's just I'm not sure if it will happen. So until I get better and sane again, I will continue. So we have 2 more episodes left until that possible hiatus. And if I do get accepted, that hiatus won't happen. If the hiatus does happen, though, I'm not going on a hiatus with Hunger Games Abridged, the podcast, or explaining Doctor Who, just because those are a bit easier to take care of. I mean, usually when I do Hunger Games Abridged or explain Doctor Who, like, I don't have that many production problems at all. And it's really strange, too. And you would think, oh, well, because it's a bigger file, it could have bigger problems, right? I don't think it's that either. I mean, that's really ridiculous, because when I was making the Sailor Moon episode, I didn't have that many problems, other than the fact that the subtitles were coming in every so often, and I did not want that to happen. But other than that, like, I've had a lot of production problems with Chibi Fangirl episodes, and if I do go hiatus, it's probably going to be 1 or 2 months, so that means 4 episodes will be missed. But I'm actually surprised I made it this far. Yeah, I mean, I think we're on episode 15 or 16, and I only started last summer. I'm actually surprised I made it so far, so thank you guys for supporting my channel. I'd like to get more supporters. My goal is to have at least 50 by August. So tell your friends to go subscribe. I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to my Daily Emotion subscription and go subscribe there. I'd like to have 100 by the end of the year, so that would be totally amazing. And that way I can keep posting videos for you guys, because I only have 26 of you guys, and come on, guys, you gotta spread the word about me. I don't have Facebook at the moment because of my awkward depression. So, yeah, until we find out I get accepted, until we know what we're doing, I will come back eventually. It's not permanent. So, what episodes will I be doing? I cannot tell you, because it's totally random at this point. Because I said, oh, there could be a crossover, but there cannot be, maybe. And then I know I do want to do Song Countdown. I did do the script for that, just then afterwards there won't be anything unless I get a letter. So, that's the update video. That's the vlog. And, go check out more of my videos and go subscribe. I dare you go subscribe and go to my Daily Motion channel. I'll post it in the description if you don't know what Daily Motion is. Alright, bye guys.